let's be real. If you've ever tried to learn a new language, you probably know the drill, right? Flashcards, boring vocabulary lists. It can feel like a total grind. Well, today, we're going to explore a completely different way. One that uses the oldest and, honestly, the most powerful learning tool we have, stories. So that's the big question, isn't it? Can a story really teach you a language? I mean, we're so used to thinking of language learning as this tough thing that requires just cramming words into our brains. But what if we could just absorb them naturally, just by getting lost in a good story? That's what we're going to find out. So we're moving way beyond just memorizing words. The whole idea here is to learn through context and emotion and the flow of a narrative. This lets your brain do what it does best, make those connections intuitively. Just like when you learned your very first language as a kid. To really get this, you have to feel it. So for the next little bit, I just want you to listen. We're going to hear a short story told with a mix of English and Vietnamese. And hey, don't worry about trying to understand every single word. Just focus on the rhythm, the flow, and see what your brain naturally picks up. Okay, here we go. Let's dive into our story. Just sit back and listen to the two languages weaving together. So it starts in a quiet forest. Một Buddhist trẻ down walking slowly. Did you catch that? A young Buddhist is walking slowly. And it continues, Eine follows the path of Buddhism, calm và mindful. He's calm and mindful. You can already feel the scene. And right here, this is our first big clue. He whispers, I take refuge in the triple gem. Con cinque y tam bao. You can just tell this phrase is important. Triple gem, or tam bao. It's got weight to it. And now, the story itself starts to unpack what that triple gem means. It's so cool. First, we get the Buddha, Duk Phúc, who shows the way, Chi Drung Giác Ngộ. And then the second part, the Dharma, Giáo Pháp, which is deep, profound, và đầy trí huệ. So that's the teaching. It's deep and full of wisdom. And boom, here's the third piece of the puzzle. The Sangha, Tăng Don, walks together, cùng nhau tụ tập trong harmony. That's the community, walking together. Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. See that? We just learned the three pillars of this belief system without even picking up a textbook. The story wraps up with this simple piece of wisdom. A wise master appears and knows, Dear disciple, hey, be mindful in every step. And there's that word again, mindful. It ties everything together. Okay, pause for a second. You just heard a bunch of new words, and your brain was busy making connections without you even realizing it. No boring lists in sight. So now, let's just make those connections crystal clear and really lock in the meaning. All right, so that huge phrase from the story was the triple gem, or tam bao. As you can see, it's just the three core pillars. You've got the Buddha, who is the teacher, the Dharma, which are the teachings, and the Sangha, the community. The story gave us the feeling, and now we have the simple, clear definition. Next up, we have the Dharma, or Giáo Pháp. And like we picked up from the story, it's more than just a set of rules. It's the path itself, right? The journey to understanding truth. Remember how the story described it as deep and profound? That's exactly it. And then, of course, the Sangha, the Tăng Don. This is the community. It's not just a solo journey. It's all the people, the monks, the nuns, everyone who walk that path together, in harmony, just like the story said. And finally, that word from the wise master, mindful, or chanyiem. This is the core instruction, the how-to, just being fully aware of right here, right now, without judging it. We learned that really powerful concept from a simple, direct command in a story. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, so we've heard the words in a story, and we've defined them. There's one last step to really make them stick, and that's seeing them used in a natural conversation. Let's check out how our new vocabulary actually works in a real dialogue. So just imagine the monk from our story, and he turns to the young disciple and asks, Good, do you understand the triple gem? Or, as you see there, Tốt, con có hiểu tam bảo không? And look at this. The disciple can now answer with total confidence, Yes, thưa thầy. The Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. He even lists them out in Vietnamese. Duk Phật, Giáo Pháp, và Tăng Don. It's not just memorized, he knows it. But the monk wants to make sure he really gets it, so he asks for a little more. What is the Dharma? Giáo Pháp là gì? This is the real test, right? Did he just memorize a list, or did he actually understand the idea? And the answer is just so simple and clear. The Dharma is the teaching. Giáo pháp là lời dạy chân thật. That right there shows real understanding. And it all came from the context he learned in the story. And the conversation ends right back where the story did, bringing it all full circle. Good answer. Always remember, be mindful. Hãy chánh niệm. The lesson is reinforced one last time. So think about what we just did. We went from a story to definitions and then to a conversation. We basically experienced a whole learning cycle that felt more like a cool little journey than a boring lesson. So why on earth is this method so effective? Well, it's pretty simple. The story's context creates these little memory anchors or hooks, making words way easier to remember. The narrative itself just makes it engaging so you're not bored out of your mind. Plus, hearing the words spoken teaches you pronunciation without you even trying. And this bilingual approach helps your brain build direct bridges between the languages. It's a really powerful and honestly fun way to learn. Learning a new language really doesn't have to be a chore. It can be about discovering new worlds, brand new ideas, and different ways of thinking, all through the power of a story. So the only question left for you is, where will your next story take you?